Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next part of our pre-arrival webinar series conducted by the International Programs Office at the University of Iowa for the new students arriving in spring 2019. Today's topic is about money matters, and we will be discussing university billing and health insurance. Let's talk briefly about the webinar series. The pre-arrival webinar series is a series provided to incoming international students. The series objective is to prepare the incoming international students to help them arrange a arrival plan for traveling to and living in Iowa City, to understand orientation expectations and responsibilities, to transition to student life and academics at the University of Iowa. Please note that all webinars are recorded and will be posted on the international.uiowa.edu website for new students, and the web link is showing on this slide. During the webinar, if you encounter any technical difficulties, please let us know in the chat function. If you have any questions related to today's topic, please use the Q&A function to post your questions. We will answer them live at the end as time permits. If you have not received your I-20 or DS 2019 documents, please note that you still have to pay eShip Global shipping fee in order for ISSS to mail you your document. Once you have your document, then you can apply for the visa, either F1 or J1. This information is also contained in the pre-arrival checklist in our system that is called IHOC, and the address is provided on the slide. If you have any questions whatsoever about these documents or anything else related to the pre-arrival, please contact our orientation team at ISSS-orientation@uiowa.edu. Let's talk about a few important dates. December 7th is the earliest date to arrive to Iowa City, while January 6th is the latest date to arrive to Iowa City. And this is because January 7th is the beginning of our international graduate and undergraduate student orientation. The orientation goes through Friday, January 11th. The orientation is mandatory, so please make sure that you arrive to Iowa City on January 6th at the latest. And then on January 14th, the spring 2019 semester starts. Let's do some introductions. My name is Andrea Siebenman, and I'm advisor at ISSS, and I will be your webinar moderator today. And I will let our presenters for today to introduce themselves.
Marty Miller from University Billing.
I'm Kristen Sellers from University Billing.
And Dana Stafford from the University Benefits Office.
Thank you. Let's review today's goals. We will introduce you to University Bill today. It's also called here as UBill. We will talk about UBill payment options, as well as tell you about how to create a guest account. Then we also cover international student tax information. And then we will also, the next topic will be health insurance. And we will talk about the requirements as well as type of plans available for students. Then we will also discuss a little bit about insurance enrollment process. At the end of the webinar, we should have some time for live questions and answers. We will do our best to do that, and if not, we would follow up with you. Let's begin with our university billing and UBill information topic.
The university bill, referred to as the U-bill, is a monthly statement that is available to view on MyUI on the first of each month. The first U-bill available for you to view will be available on January 1st. Your U-bill will include your tuition, housing and meal plan charges, plus any additional student fees and miscellaneous charges. Beginning on January 1st, we recommend developing a habit of checking the U-bill at the beginning of each month. You will receive a reminder notification to your University of Iowa email address. This email is a reminder that a new statement has been created. You will need to log into MyUI to actually review the U-bill. The due date for the U-bill is the 22nd of each month. Occasionally, the due date will be pushed back to the next business day if the 22nd is on a weekend. The due date will be listed at the top of each billing statement. However, if you remember to make your payment by the 22nd of each month, your payment will never be late. All University of Iowa students are required to sign the Billing and Payment Student Agreement online through MyUI prior to registering for an upcoming semester. This agreement outlines the terms of a student's financial responsibility when enrolling for classes at the University of Iowa. A copy of the student agreement is available on the billing office website for your reference. The figures you see here are estimated tuition and housing costs for the 2018-2019 academic year. The amounts listed here are only estimates, but should give you an idea of your approximate rates. Tuition will vary depending on how many courses you are enrolled in and your plan of study. If you would like to view specific tuition rates based on your enrollment, you can do so by following the link to the Office of the Registrar's website. You will need to be sure to select the correct semester, and for this upcoming semester would be spring of 2019, and the correct college. For many of you, this will be the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Housing and meal plan costs will also vary depending on your room type and the meal plan you choose. After you have selected your room and meal plans, you can review rates for your selections on the Housing Office website. Tuition and fees and housing and meal plan charges will be billed the first month of each semester. This will be the January U-bill for the spring and the August U-bill for the fall. These charges are eligible for the deferred payment plan, which allows you to pay for the tuition, housing, and meal plan charges over the first 3 months of each semester. If you pay anything less than the total balance due in August or January, you will automatically be enrolled in the deferred payment plan and will be billed a $20 deferred payment fee for taking advantage of the installment payment plan that semester. Any other charges on your U-bill that are not tuition and fees or housing and meal plans are considered miscellaneous charges. It is important to check your U-bill each month because miscellaneous charges could appear on your account at any time throughout the year. These types of charges are always due the month they appear on the U-bill. Once you are at Iowa, you will receive a student ID card that you can use to purchase items or services on campus. Any purchase made with this ID card will be charged to your U-bill. Some examples of how you can use your ID card to charge are listed here. Other types of miscellaneous charges are course fees that are not part of your regular tuition and library fines. This is how your U-bill appears in MyUI. Starting on the left side of the page is the U-bill summary box. This box will give you up-to-date account information. The payment due date is listed on the second line, showing you the date your payment is due each month. The last line is the minimum payment due. This is the minimum amount you need to pay each month by the due date. You can also access the payment screen from this page by clicking on the Pay Your U-bill button. If you would like to print a paper copy of your bill, you can do so by clicking on the Print Your U-bill button. No paper copies of the U-bill are mailed to you, so if you would like a paper copy, you'll need to print one using this button. The middle box will show important alerts or messages regarding your account. If you see an alert or message on your account that you do not understand, you can contact the billing office for an explanation. The quick links box on the right-hand side are links to our website that explain how to understand your U-bill and set up a payment. We recommend viewing this information to gain a better understanding of the U-bill and how to set up a payment. Under the 3 boxes at the top of the page are 3 additional sections that will expand when you click on them. The U-bill detail is your monthly statement and is what you should review at the beginning of each month. This will include a detailed list of transactions you have been billed for and are due by the 22nd of each month. The second section is a list of any recent charges added to your account. Recent charges are any transactions that have occurred since the first day of the month. Any items that appear under recent account activity will be officially billed to you the following month. The bottom section is your payment history activity, which will show a list of all payments you have made toward your U-bill. This is a good section to review if you need to confirm a payment has posted to your account. When the minimum payment due listed on the U-bill is $100 or more and payment is not received by the due date, 3 things are going to happen. Your ability to charge on campus will be restricted. Your ability to register for a future session will be restricted. And a $25 late payment fee will be billed each month until the past due balance is resolved. A $30 fee will be charged to your U-bill for any returned checks or online payments. This includes returned payments for non-sufficient funds, incorrect bank account information, and paying from a bank account that is no longer open. If you are not sure if your bank account has sufficient funds or if you have the correct account information, please contact your bank before setting up a payment. Your bank will be able to confirm this information for you. You can choose from several payment methods to pay your U-bill each month. The easiest payment method is to open a US-based bank checking or savings account once you arrive in Iowa City. You can then enter your bank account information into MyUI and make payments directly to your U-bill. Flywire is the best payment method to pay from an international bank account. We prefer the use of both of these payment methods, so I will review both of these options in the next few slides. Our office also accepts US money orders, US cashiers and traveler's checks. Personal checks from a US checking account are also accepted. The university is not set up to take credit cards or cash for the U-bill. If you do have cash to pay your U-bill, you will need to take that to a local bank or financial institution to open a checking or savings account or to purchase a money order. If you decide to open a US-based checking or savings account after arriving in Iowa City, you will want to follow these steps to set up a payment on MyUI. This document is also listed on the billing office website for your reference. The first step you need to complete is adding your bank account information. You will need to add your bank routing and account number into MyUI to make a payment from your account. It's important that you enter this information accurately, otherwise your payment may not be accepted, which could result in a $30 payment reversal fee. If you are not sure of your bank information, please contact your bank to verify this. Please remember that your debit card number should never be entered into MyUI. Our office is not set up to process payments using the debit card. After entering your bank account information, you will be able to set up a payment for your U-bill. We suggest making a one-time payment each month. This will encourage you to review your U-bill regularly and help you become more familiar with using MyUI. If you choose to set up a recurring payment, you are still expected to review the U-bill each month. When selecting a payment date for your payment, remember to choose a date on or before the monthly due date. Choosing a payment date on or before the 22nd will ensure your payment is made on time. There are multiple payment types to choose from when deciding on how much to pay. Choosing to pay the minimum payment due each month will ensure you are paying enough for the current month and will keep your account from becoming past due. If you do not wish to participate in the deferred payment plan, you will want to choose the total balance due payment type this January, and then the first month of each semester going forward. After finishing these steps, you will click on Submit Confirmation page and will be taken to a page to review all of your payment selections. Please review this page carefully before clicking on Complete Payment Authorization. This gives you one final chance to review your payment selections before your payment posts to the U-bill. If you are unsure if your payment has posted to your account, you can confirm by reviewing the payment history section of the U-bill page in MyUI. We recommend using Flywire to pay your U-bill from an international bank account. Flywire is a cost-effective and efficient payment method compared to traditional wire payments through a bank. To get started with a Flywire payment, you will need to create an account through the link to Flywire's website on this page. Please see the first link for an overview of the Flywire process and watch the video on how to set up a payment. Once you set up your own Flywire account, you will be able to contact Flywire's customer service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week via chat, Skype, email, and phone for assistance. If you plan to utilize Flywire to pay your U-bill, please create an account by the beginning of January to ensure accurate setup and that your first payment is made on time. Payments can take 2 to 3 business days before appearing on the U-bill, so it's important to initiate a payment in advance of the monthly due date. Flywire has a minimum payment requirement of $50. If your U-bill payment is below this amount, you will need to use a different payment method. It is also important to remember that any wire payments made to your U-bill cannot be refunded back to you. If a wire payment is made in excess of your balance, the credit will remain on your U-bill to pay future charges. Creating a MyUI guest account allows you to give MyUI access to a parent or guardian. If a parent or guest contacts our office on your behalf, we will only disclose information to them if you have given them access to a guest account. This is a requirement of our office to discuss your U-bill with anyone else. You have full control over your guest account and can choose what you would like your guest to have access to. In addition to giving your guest access to your U-bill, you can also give access to academic information. Please follow the instructions shown here to invite a guest to have access to your account.
As a requirement from the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, here we have to report to them tuition that is paid in a calendar year, and that form that is sent out then to all students is called a 1098-T. In that letter, or excuse me, in that form, we need to report the Social Security number of all the students so the IRS can match it up with your return. At the end of every calendar year in December, we will solicit Social Security numbers from students when we don't have them on file. If you receive that letter requesting a Social Security number and you have no intention of filing a tax return, you haven't worked and you don't need to do that, just simply return the letter saying you're not going to file. You don't have to get a Social Security number from this letter only. If you do have your Social Security number, then there is a form included with this letter that you complete and return to our office. In addition to the 1098-T, there is also a tax withholding for scholarships that are in excess of qualified fees. That's called a 1042-S. If you fall into that category that your scholarships awarded are in excess of the fees, we will withhold 14% of that to give to the IRS. You then at the end of the year file a tax return, and you may or may not get those funds back depending on any other income that you have. You will be notified by an email giving further instructions, and if you have a change in your immigration status or there is a tax treaty with between the US and your country, then you may have a change of that 14% and it would be returned to you. Excuse me. If there are any questions, you can either contact the billing office or the payroll office. Both of those contacts will be included in the email that you receive.
Today, I want to end with a checklist of a few items to review before you arrive in Iowa City. Think about what payment method you might want to use to pay your U-bill, either opening a checking or savings account after arriving in Iowa City, or creating a Flywire account. Set up a reminder to view the U-bill on the first of each month, starting in January. Please also remember to regularly check your university email. Communication from our office, as well as many other offices throughout campus, will be sent to your university email address. Be sure to create a guest account if a parent will be helping you with your U-bill. A parent or guest user needs to have access to a guest account to contact our office with specific questions about your bill. Here's the contact information for the billing office if you have any additional questions before your arrival. You can reach us by phone, email, or phone, or stop into our office once you arrive in Iowa City. We will now turn this over to our representative from the benefits office.
Hello, thank you for joining us today. I'm Dana Stafford. I'm from University Benefits, and I'm here to talk to you about our student health insurance requirements here at the university. Health insurance is mandatory for all international students. Medical care can be expensive, and here in the U.S. we do not have government-provided health care. So you do have a couple of options. We offer health insurance that you may enroll in, or if you have other insurance, maybe provided through your government or an exchange program, you can submit to us a proof of that insurance to avoid being enrolled in our insurance plans. So if you are interested in submitting proof of coverage, the insurance must meet the following requirements to qualify for an exemption. It must include hospitalization coverage. The policy must be non-cancelable and fully paid for the minimum of 1 semester. So if you're arriving here in January, the coverage must be in effect January 1 through May 31. And the policy must be renewable for continuous coverage. If you're a student with a J1 visa, there are some additional requirements of that insurance plan. Medical benefits must be of at least $100,000 per accident or illness. The policy must include repatriation coverage in the amount of $25,000. What that means is that if you would die while you were here in the United States, the insurance policy would pay for the return of your remains to your home country. The coverage must also include medical evacuation coverage in the amount of $50,000, and the policy cannot have a deductible that exceeds $500 per accident or illness. If you will have other insurance coverage upon your arrival, you will need to submit that proof of coverage through MyUI. You'll need to include a copy of the policy with information about the coverages. That must be in English, and it needs to include your name, the date the coverage begins, and if there is an end date, and any coverage exclusions. The deadline for submitting this documentation is based on the semester. So for spring semester, the deadline is February 9th. Once insurance is charged to your U-bill, no refund is given, and you are required to submit proof every year. So if your first proof is submitted in January, then every January you would need to submit proof. Or if the policy expires before that year period is up, then you would need to submit proof at that time. We do offer 2 health insurance plans here at the university. The first is our student health insurance plan, or what we refer to as SHIP, and this is available to all students. And then we also have a UIGRADCare plan, which is only available to graduate students or students who are studying the health sciences. We also offer dental insurance, which is optional. But coverage begins the first of the month that classes start, and premiums are charged to your U-bill monthly. So if you're arriving in January, your coverage must begin January 1 even though your classes do not start until mid-January. Before I talk about the insurance plan details that we offer, I wanted to discuss some common insurance terminology that will come up in the presentation. So I've already mentioned the monthly premium that's billed to your U-bill. The premium is a monthly charge, so a monthly amount you have to pay just to have insurance. A co-payment is a flat dollar amount you pay for using a service. Co-insurance is a percent of the service cost you must pay for using or receiving a service. A deductible is the dollar amount you pay before the insurance plan will pay. And an out-of-pocket maximum is the maximum amount you will pay each year for services covered by the insurance plan. So talking a little bit about our SHIP plan, as I mentioned before, it's available to undergrad and graduate students. If you do not provide us proof of other insurance coverage by the February 9th spring deadline, you will be enrolled in a single SHIP plan. However, upon your arrival, if you know that coverage is needed, I would encourage you to go into My UI and enroll in this insurance upon your arrival here at the university. SHIP does provide worldwide coverage through Blue Cross Blue Shield providers, so it covers you during your stay here in Iowa City, but also if you would do any traveling while you're here. Here's just a brief listing of covered services under the SHIP plan. Visiting a doctor, getting immunizations if you're hospitalized, inpatient, outpatient surgeries, any imaging, laboratory tests, mental health visits, prescriptions, and then the plan provides the repatriation and medical evacuation coverage. To give you an example of costs you may acquire under the SHIP plan, there is a $10 copayment for office visits. If you would need to go to the emergency room, there's a $50 copayment, and imaging and x-rays have a $15 copayment. Some services that are not covered by the plan: vision and hearing exams, the purchase of eyeglasses or contacts, hearing aids, dental care. It's only covered if it's an emergency, and travel vaccinations are not covered. The out-of-pocket maximum is the most that you'll pay out of your pocket every year for covered services. How do you meet the out-of-pocket maximum? The amounts you pay in co-insurance, co-payments, and deductibles go toward the out-of-pocket maximum. Under the SHIP plan, there is a single out-of-pocket maximum of $1,700. If you meet that $1,700 in medical expenses for the year, the plan then pays 100% of covered services for the remainder of the calendar year. There is a separate out-of-pocket maximum for prescriptions, and that is $1,000 for a single SHIP plan. There are no lifetime dollar maximums on this insurance policy, and currently the cost of a single plan is $215 per month. Our second health insurance plan offered here at the university is UIGRADCare, and this is available to graduate students, but also undergraduate students studying the health sciences. One of the main differences between SHIP and GradCare is that GradCare does not provide worldwide coverage. You're limited to visiting the student health clinic here at the university or the University of Iowa hospitals and their affiliated clinics. If you travel during your time here, you are only covered outside of Iowa City in the event of an emergency. Coverage for GradCare is very similar. The one difference is that routine vision and hearing exams are covered under UIGRADCare. Items not covered, again, the purchase of glasses and contacts, hearing aids, and dental care is only covered in an emergency. You may notice that the out-of-pocket maximums are a bit less with GradCare. The single out-of-pocket maximum is $1,000 for both the medical plan as well as the prescriptions. Again, there's no lifetime maximum on the policy, and single coverage is $347 a month. If you'd be interested in purchasing dental coverage, we do offer a student dental plan. The annual maximum is $1,000 of coverage per person per year. The monthly premium cost is $25 for single dental. Coverage includes checkups and teeth cleanings, and these are free. Cavity repairs, tooth extractions, root canals, dentures, bridges, those are all covered services, but you would be responsible for a deductible plus co-insurance for those more serious services. So if you need to submit your proof of coverage or want to get enrolled, you will use MyUI. Here's a screenshot of once you log into MyUI using your Hawk ID and password. At the top is a tab for student information. You want to select that tab. It'll bring you to a page with a student life management section. Under that section, way at the bottom, is student insurance. And from there, you can enroll in the insurance or submit proof of other coverage. Those are the green buttons. Once you submit your enrollment application or the proof of coverage, it has to be reviewed and approved by our office. During the beginning of the semester, it's very busy, so it may take 2 weeks for your form to be processed. If you do enroll in insurance, those insurance cards are going to be mailed to the residing address that's on file for you in MyUI. So please be sure to update your address upon your arrival here in Iowa City. Once you get the insurance card, you will need to have that with you and present that at any doctor's offices or hospital. And some providers will make you give them your ID number before being able to schedule a doctor's appointment. So very important to have that insurance card with you. If you do enroll in insurance and want to make changes to your enrollment, that can only be done during the open enrollment periods, which are at the beginning of every semester. During the semester, to make changes, you must have a qualifying life event. So for example, perhaps you enroll in a different insurance plan outside of the university's coverage and you lose that insurance coverage. That would be a qualifying event to then enroll in our insurance. You must notify our office within 30 days of the qualifying event to be able to make changes. Changes take effect the first of the month following the event, except with the birth or adoption of a child. If you have any questions, please feel free to email our team at benefits-students@uiowa.edu. You can also give us a call, or when you're on campus, if you would like to stop by, feel free to do so. I would also encourage you to take a look at our website, as all of the information that we have discussed today is available on the website as well. Thank you.